Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Intentionally Blank D&D. I'm your DM Kyle, and I'm joined by the lovely players Dakota, Levi, and
Hello.
Paisley.
Hello!
Hello.
Uh,
Gently.
Before we begin, do you guys have any announcements, comments, deep dark secrets you want to get off your chest?
Here? Now?
Of course.
Don't think so. There's been a lot going on with Talespire.
Yep. Talespire has made quite a bit of updates since our last campaign. We won't go through all of them right now, but we will go through any that come up after this point. But we're excited to show you
One
guys.
one that we will tell you guys about now is they added the ability to import Hero Forge miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see a character and it becomes a reoccurring character, we might make a unique mini for them. So if you see a character change partway through, like from one session to the next, that's probably why. But other than that, they've made a lot of updates. It would be way too long to go through all the updates since our last update. But any updates from this point forward, we will let you guys know of, and we'll probably showcase some of them along the way as well.
All right. Any other announcements?
Don't think so.
All right. Then, without further ado, let's begin the first session. So, we start our story on the continent of Malum. This nation is one that preaches law and fairness across its lands, and those willing to work hard for their nation will be rewarded. Malum has a pantheon of 8 gods, which they have called the New Gods, while labeling the old gods commonly found elsewhere the Forgotten Gods, and banish their worship. Malum has been fighting a war against the northern continent of Expunga. Malum has pushed their influence off of the southern continent, and they have since been at a stalemate. While Malum preaches law and fairness, people relate Expunga more with barbarianism and savagery. Going back to Malum, the leaders are a council of 5 powerful individuals that were necessary in keeping the nation together, and decided to form the council to solidify their thinking. This council is based in the capital of Malum, Kesdan. Along with being the main hub for trade and housing the council, the main attraction of Kesdan is Paf Jirlok's College of Adventuring, a school for those wanting more out of life than just ordinary work and would rather have excitement leading them. We join the most recent graduates of their college who have named themselves the favored few in their journey to become adventurers in their own right. We go to the Galantic district, where our first member has just finished a trip to the Great Library of Kesdan. After learning about a whole new set of traps, ideas buzzing around in their head, we see an Owlin walking down the road back to their house. Levi, if you could describe your character's physical appearance, name, and what classes they've taken.
Alright. So Hoovel, which is the owl dude, is like 6 foot tall and has dark gray feathers with some like white highlights here every once in a while, and a big ass bow and arrows, such. And the classes that I took was 3. Oh shit, that's the wrong window. 3 levels of rogue and then 1 level of ranger.
Sweet.
Because I'm a badass rogue. That was it, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Describes himself as a badass rogue.
Alright, so next. Next, we move over to the social district at the Many Sorrows Theater. A performance has just ended.
Kyle, pull us.
What'd you say, Dakota?
Right,
I
he's
did
got
not
it.
pull the characters.
Oh. Get us over there.
A performance has just ended as most of the crowd claps and cheers as others just kind of start wandering off.
Thanks, guys.
The performers gather to take a bow, which is where we see our second member of the party. Paisley, if you could describe your character's physical appearance, name, and what classes you've taken.
Ah, I'm waving grandly to my audience. Yes, thank you. I'm in kind of my human suit. I have dark brown hair, very, very deep brown eyes, almost as though it fills the entire iris from pupil to iris. It's just this cool brown. I'm still working out how that looks. I am a bard warlock.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. As you climb off the stage, some of the crowd comes up to you, congratulating and trying to talk with you. You go through the niceties, but dismiss them as you are in a rush to get back home to meet with the rest of your team for your next mission.
Yeah, I'm like shaking hands, kissing babies, trying to like disappear.
Do you want to tell people what your actual race is?
I
We will get into that once we get to the house.
Okay.
All right. Then, speaking of the house, we move on to our last member. Fetch all players. Last but not least, we move over to the Ash District, where we see a comparably large house, mostly weathered and looks to have been here for some time, but parts look to be recently replaced. Inside, we find our final member of the party, a half-elven looking boy walking around eyeballing rough measurements of the space around him, moving some of the newly placed furniture around. Dakota, if you could describe your character's physical appearance, name, and what classes they've taken.
Of course. So, as Kyle said, I have half elven features. Most people, when they looked at me, they would assume a half elf. But if you look closely, you can start noticing some strange aspects about him, such as his weird eyes. His eyes at first just look like normal bright green eyes, but when you look at him closer, you can see that they're just not quite. The pupils aren't quite circular. His skin has kind of a loose, scaly look to it. Again, at first glance, it kind of just looks like maybe he had bad acne. But when you look at him, you can definitely tell that it's not quite the same as any other half elven person that you would see. His name is, I don't know if you said his name. His name is Blanche.
Correct.
Blanche.
Um, Blanche is a rogue monk, specifically a shadow monk. He doesn't wear any armor. He kind of just wears like normal everyday clothes. The one like thing that might be slightly different is he has. I don't know how ornate the bandages are.
You can see as you look down bandages wrapping around his wrist, seemingly made out of these like green, almost vibrant green snake scales. So they don't have any like decoration on them as much as just like a full-on snake skin.
Okay. But you see the bandages wrapped around one hand, disappearing into his clothes. Then you see the same bandages, or what you can assume to be the same bandages, wrapped around his other hand as well. Um, but he's currently in the house, applying the finishing touches to what furniture he was able to afford.
All right. As you're finishing up upstairs, you start heading down the stairs to look at the rest of the house. And as you hear the side door open up, and your 2 other companions walk inside. As they
Oh, I
both
am
do,
in here.
yeah,
Or wait, where am I? Oh, I'm
just
on the
dropped you
first
guys right here.
level.
As you all walk in and close the door behind you, you have sort of a moment of privacy. And as you do, Asher, your form seems to shimmer and change slightly. If you'd like to describe what you newly look like.
Yeah, I do a little twirl and I'm like, ee! Getting out of my theater clothes into just like a loose tunic and trousers. Just like Blanche, I also don't wear armor. Um, my my form in its most natural state is like having like a powder pink bob. From corner to corner of my eyes is like an inky black. I do have pseudo elven features, but it's very kind of like uncanny valley in the sense that it's like my eyes are too large and everything just feels a little bit wrong when you're like looking at this character. I'm scanning around the room. What changes am I noticing that Blanche has been hard at work on?
So what you've noticed when you left, probably early this morning, the house was fairly barren. You had been back for the renovations of the house, so when you left, it was kind of just an open floor plan. And as you arrive back, you can see new shelving along the back room uh, over here. And then you also see a new, what looks to be a storefront lining
Ooh.
up here. And then if you take a look upstairs, you see that Blanche has laid out a somewhat living quarters for each of you, putting his personal touch on each section, what he thinks generally all of you would like.
You've just
Um,
been like hard at work playing like House Flipper.
Asher, in your section, you see a fairly nice bed. And then next to that is a nightstand with a large mirror on the back of it. It seems to be handcrafted. Maybe not the best of quality, but it is definitely something that Blanche put together and put some work into.
Aw, I
At the
love it.
at the end of your bed, you can see kind of a pile of your kind of starting equipment: backpack, bedroll, a couple vials that are empty, but just kind of some of your general equipment.
I sift through it. I'm like, looking good. Everything I need for a long journey. I go back to the mirror and I kind of like stretch and fit into my human slash kind of like half elf suit again.
Correct. And I
Yeah,
don't know
getting
if you brought it up, but just so everyone knows,
oh, my
as
actual race.
yeah,
Yeah. It's a changeling.
yeah. So as your appearance changes, it is less of like a magical facade that you're putting on, and it's more so like your body is physically shifting and moving as you're changing these features.
Put it into place.
And then Hoovel, over in your corner that Blanche set up for you, it looks a little bit more simple than Asher's, but has a similar bed as well as a bookshelf, and on that bookshelf, a bundle of arrows that he's laid out for you. And then at the foot of the bed, he has placed a bear trap.
I
Immediately
hope
go
you
to the
don't
bear
move in
trap,
your sleep.
like start tinkering with it.
Okay. Yeah, and as you start tinkering it, it is open and set. Uh, so if you'd like to continue tinkering with it.
As he's doing that, like Yeah, I wanted to check to make sure it's functioning. I don't know how to undo it, so
I just look at
I,
him, take an
I
arrow out, and then
Shoot
trigger
it.
it.
Yeah, and as you push down into it, it snaps closed and like tears the arrow in half.
Mm.
well, we know it works.
Blanche, over in your corner, you do know what you have. You have a less, more or a less decorative bed than the other two. It looks to be more of a cot rather than a full-on bed.
Yeah, I couldn't afford nice beds for everybody.
But you chose to give nice beds to the other two and take the lesser bed for yourself.
Jeez.
You also have a table to yourself with a light on it and a simple stool with a couple papers scattered across it.
I gotta make sure we're staying on budget.
hmm Speaking of, ba-da-da, we have like roles that we kind of started to assign to ourselves when we were purchasing the house. It's not super formal, but
So when it comes to our group as a whole, um, Blanche does have the role of the group treasurer. So
Mm.
he is going to be in charge of making sure that we can afford to live here, and once we do end up completing some quests and earning some coin, he will be in charge of distribution and keeping
yeah,
us fed.
a noble, a noble role. hmm And then, Hoovel, we talked about you being on like security.
Yeah, I'm gonna trap the shit out of this place.
He's gonna make sure that nobody gets in here, and if they do, they're gonna have a bad time.
Mm,
It's like, do you want our shit or do you want your other leg? Like, the choice is yours, really.
And then the many faces of our group.
Ah, that is me. The face slash faces. Whatever you guys
Um,
need me to be.
and this might be a good opportunity to actually showcase one of the new features that Talespire recently added. Paisley, you haven't
Oh,
actually seen it yet either.
I don't
If
know how to
you
do it, but I
if you
know of
right
it.
click on your character,
Mhm.
you should have an option that says morphs.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
If you
And
click on that, it'll open up a little window for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and select one of those other morphs.
Look at it's me, Lark McFishy. You like that? Yeah, and I can still operate them as like my own unique
It
too
is it
without
is you specifically.
yeah.
Like you didn't go to a different character. You are still Asher.
Yeah. That's so cool. Without having Kyle have to like make a whole
Drop
bunch
a
of
new person,
adjustments.
remove another person,
Yeah. Yeah,
and then
so
if
good.
you right click him, go back to morphs. You can go back to Asher.
Bam.
awesome.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever done this.
Yeah. So as you all get back and see your new room, you see Blanche over in the corner, kind of using his stuff, somewhat digging in his pockets and putting out the remainder of his change and counting it, seemingly less so than what he previously had when you left.
Uh, Noticing I'm like looking at my quarters and like beaming. And then I turn over to see that Blanche's is like much less nice. So I rush over uh, and I'm like, here's my first deposit to the treasury. I put 102 silver just in a little sack right onto his desk.
He looks over, gives you a nod, and then starts counting and distributing it into the treasury.
Awesome.
I forgot I had that.
All right. Now that you guys have settled, what are you guys doing?
After he gets the coin, um, he ushers you guys downstairs. Okay, we gotta get going if we wanna make sure that we can, you know, get our lives started. We really appreciate your guys' help getting us our place up and going here. And he brings you guys over behind the staircase where he shows you guys where the um, hidden vault is for our coffers.
Oh.
Yeah. As he pulls aside a floorboard, you guys can see kind of like a hidden compartment almost beneath the stairs. And as he opens it up, he places in the gold eye or the silver, I assume.
Yes, yes.
Ooh. Aye, aye, Captain. Oh, I see it now. It's like the little chest.
Yeah. And then I look to the party members and I'm like, shall we see what the den has for us?
Mm-hmm. Let's get going.
All right.
And with a nod, I usher everybody out and I lock the door behind.
Okay.
You go around the door.
No, I can't move it. I can't drag my character at all. Will you help
There
me?
you
Okay. Nice. Oh, it's because it's stuck on the open door request.
Oh.
Dumb.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys exit, you lock the door behind you, and you guys are now in the Ash District. Ash District.
Do you want to give? I was just gonna say, do you want to give the little history of the Ash District?
Yeah.
Yeah, while we're moving.
So the Ash District, as you guys move through, you see the usual low guard activity. While the Ash District is technically a part of the city, it is outside of the main wall. There are many housing opportunities here, not as many businesses. You see some housing is torn apart from years of just no upkeep and people fighting for living space. The somewhat history behind this district is that Kazdon used this as a quarry, and while digging it out, created housing for those workers. And as time progressed on, they continued digging further and further, creating more housing, and finally gave up on the digging part and just transferred it into a housing for those of lesser stature. As this has been the place where you've all been staying, you guys walk through and see some faces you recognize as you go towards the main gate. No one that you know personally, but the usual people that are out and about drinking, scoping out the crowds, gambling, or just somewhat hanging out. So if you guys move through, you guys do arrive at the main gate to Kazdon.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually.
Eventually. I will pull you guys.
Thank you. Taking notes here.
Oh, don't know why I hid them. But as you arrive, you see two guards, which is standard at the main gate. They don't seem to stop you as much as kind of as one of them's preparing to open the gate, the other one is there to collect the usual copper piece, as that is the tax to pass through any district. And as this is the main gate, you guys are each patted down. They aren't looking for weapons, as most people carry weapons in Kazdon, but more so for any known contraband, and taking note of any unusual things on you, if some stolen goods are brought to their attention later.
I'm like, Well, I have copper.
Yeah, so as you guys
is
pass through the gate, it is 1 copper each.
I give him 3.
Okay.
One for each of us here. Here you are. And yeah, we push through.
All right. So as you pass through, I will pull you guys to the residential district.
One reason why this campaign took us so long to get out was because we were originally going to try to make the entire city in one board.
That was a mess.
So then we tried to separate it out into districts of our own creation, and our idea was far too grand.
Yeah, it is having a little bit of a hard time. Okay, it's loading. Yeah, I had created something, and we tested it out, and it just wasn't running on most of our computers, and it just wasn't going to work out. So then we turned towards more of the community created boards.
I'm not sure why it keeps hiding them.
Yeah, I don't know either. Okay. As you pass through the gate and onto the other side, you see 2 more guards as they close the gate from their end. But you guys are now in the residential district. The residential district being where more of the upper middle class tends to live. Again, there's not a whole lot of like commerce or like storefronts here. There are more than in the Ash district, but they seem to be more like either family owned or personal businesses. But other than that, it is mainly used for housing. There are a couple specialty areas as like the park. One of the main guard stations is here. You all have walked through this district quite a bit, as it is the only way to get in or out of the school district from where you guys had lived for a while, without leaving the town. That being said, none of you have spent an excessive amount of time just being in this district, as there hasn't been anything for you guys to do.
Still so weird. It's like the first time we've done this as like independent young adults. This is so nice.
Yeah. But are you guys spending any time in this district, or are you heading directly?
We're heading straight to the Glantic district.
Okay. So if you go this way down the road, again, this is kind of just a pass-through district for you guys, as the next gate to the district is just at the end of the road. So you guys don't really spend a whole bunch of time here. But as you do get to the end of the road...
Google, you jumped into the abyss.
I mean,
there you go.
I looked into the abyss and
at the end of the street, you see a smaller wall, as it is inside of the main wall of Kazdon. They have smaller divider walls separating the different districts. There are no gates for these walls, but there are still sanctioned 2 guards each. And as you guys pass by, they don't pat you down as you're already inside the city, but they similarly do collect the 1 copper tax. But as you pass through, you guys go into the social district. And as of right now, I'm going through each of these to show off each new district the first time. In the future, it'll be more so of a, this is how much you need to pass through each district.
Yeah.
And But as you pass through, you have arrived in the social district. Asher, this is where you have spent a good amount of your time. You were here this morning. At this point, it is about midday, but this is where you spend a fair amount of your time. This district is where people come to relax or mingle when they're not at work. There are many things to do here, like walk through the park surrounding the main square. You can go to bars or restaurants, visit the theater, which you take part in. During the day, as families walk around having a good time, street performers take this opportunity to perform for small cash here and there. But at night, the district turns more into an adult restricted district, kind of keeping children away.
As there's more debauchery.
Yes.
We have a good time here.
But as you pass through here, you see some of the more like storefront people are coming up to you and kind of trying to get you to come into each store as you pass by. You pass by one of the main attractions, which is the arena. This is where people come to settle disputes or just put on a performance. Asher, you have a little bit of insight as more than not the performances take place. Maybe more so than they say they do. People come for like a good fight, and most of the times actual fighting doesn't turn out to be a good fight. It normally turns out to be one-sided. So they've started padding those with two performers kind of giving it their quote-unquote all, and having like a really close fight.
WWE up in this bitch.
Yeah.
It sure looks like we're fighting. Yeah, and as people are trying to like lure us into their shops, I'm like, "You're lovely, mwah, but no, go away." Like,
and I'm assuming you've changed back into your elven form at this point.
I did that right when we were in the house, silly.
Oh, okay, cool.
In front of my mirror, I was like, "Oh yeah, testing it out."
Nice. But yeah, as you guys pass by, you come to the western gate of the social district, which is the last gate before the Atlantic district. Again, they do collect 3 copper from you guys, however you want to split that between you guys.
All right, I take care of it again. I'm like, you guys suck. But cough up the copper.
All right.
I mean, I have been subtracting the copper from mine.
I didn't do the middle one, but I did the first one.
I'll pay accordingly.
Okay.
One question.
Yep.
While we're going through this gate, is there anybody else going through this gate with us?
Sure. Yeah, it's the social district, and it's somewhat becoming mid-afternoon. So I would say there's people kind of like getting off of night jobs or waking up from them, moving into the social district, or people that were in the social district and like have like crying children that just like are being problem taking them back to the Atlantic district. So I'd say as you pass through, there is another family of like a male, female, and then it looks to be like a small child with them, and the girl is paying the tax for all 3 of them.
I want to watch when she takes out the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Does she take out the exact amount, or is there any like, is she putting change back into her pouch?
She is taking out 3 copper and handing it to them. They don't like pay with a silver and then hand change back, but
more so what I was meaning is when she pulled some coin out of her pouch, did she instantly pull out 3, or did she pull out like 4 or 5, take 3 of them, give them 3, then go to put the other 2 back?
Oh yeah, it would be more so that like pull out a handful, hand them 3, and put the rest back.
Can I when she goes to put it back,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to like act as if I didn't see her and accidentally like bump into her a little bit.
Okay.
You're gonna start stealing shit already?
You don't realize how broke I am.
Are you jealous, Levi? Did you want to be the first person to steal?
I mean, I'd rather be the first person to kill, but you know.
I like how you just made that
No, no
adult woman
killing.
a child.
It's video game rules. All the
You
children
just
look
jumped
just like the
down.
adults, but just smaller.
Hello, yes, mother.
Yeah, so if you want to give me a sleight of hand, are you trying to take the entire pouch? Or
No,
just...
no, absolutely not. I just want her to drop some of the extra coins that she did take out, but not the pouch. Just like when she was about to put money back, that money spills out of her hand.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, you can give me an athletic or acrobatics if you'd like.
That is an 11.
All right, that just passes what I had in mind. So, yeah, as you bump into her, you kind of like bump right on the arm and spills out the remaining change, and it looks to be like 2 copper and a silver on the ground.
Okay. I'm gonna pick it up, apologize, and give her a silver and a copper back.
Okay. In trying to pocket the third one.
Exactly.
All right. Roll sleight of hand. DC, let's say 10 again.
Sleight of hand. That is an 11.
All right. So yeah, just barely. As you pick up the change before she can even like look down and look at it, you pick up the 2 and hand it back to her and pocket the copper.
If I could, while he's doing this, to be sort of like a pseudo distraction, I'd be like, "Oh, where are you guys off to?" While he's like palming that 1 coin and giving her the other.
Okay. Cool. I'll say doesn't really change the outcome as he did succeed, but in the future, if you want to do that before he rolls,
Okay.
that would be an advantage.
I didn't think about it until just now.
I rolled again just in case it was in that 20.
Yeah. So yeah, she thanks you, kind of like pulls the coin to her chest and bows slightly as she puts it back in her pouch and attaches it to her waistband.
Okay, so that got me through 1 gate for free.
All right.
Traveling is expensive work.
It can
We
be.
better go take some jobs.
So yeah, as you guys pass through this gate, you come into the district that you guys were planning on going to, the Galantic district. As you pass through the gate, you can instantly tell the atmosphere here is very different. People are not as rushed to get around as you've noticed in other districts. People are kind of just like mingling around. Some people stop and talk to each other. You also notice the mingling of different classes. From here you can see some people camping out just off to the side.
It's almost as if the Galantic district is like its own little town.
Yeah, it seems that way. It could house like a whole town in of itself. From here you can see people camping out, while also off in the distance you see large mansion/hotel-like housing. Everything also seems to be spaced out a bit more. Everyone has a little bit of room for their own, other than like the lower district who have housing kind of built on top of each other. But even so, the space around the housings is a little bit more, so each building has its own like yard area.
Beautiful.
Out of your group, Hoovel has definitely spent the most time here, as this is where you came from, the Great Library. The Great Library is one of the main poles of this district, the other being the Pantheon of the New Gods.
The only reason that Blanche is ever here is to hang out with Ivy.
Correct, yeah. And Blanche and Asher, you both know Ivy DeGray, one of the couriers that work out of the Galantic district.
Yeah, you guys were telling me about her. She's like the cute spazzy tabaxi.
Yeah.
Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
this is slightly off topic, but can you come over to the past the library for me? I just want to see if this is on your screen as well. Go out into the water a little bit past the ports.
Okay.
Zoom out a little bit. No, it's not there for you.
What are you seeing?
I mean, I'll show you real quick. It's just weird. I just see out here, in the middle of the water, it's like somebody used a ruler.
And just lives there.
It just says 326.3 feet.
That's not important. Don't remember it.
Oh.
It's like down there or something.
Yeah, you're seeing like the feet marker for
Yeah.
ruler out in the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why.
I just didn't know if that was.
Yeah, I was measuring the length of the Leviathan that's gonna come kill you guys.
Oh, okay.
Again?
Again.
Again?
Stupid Leviathan.
Backstory: Kyle killed one of my favorite characters ever. Her name was Kid. She was swallowed by a fucking kraken.
Yeah,
so.
like a session or two after you guys got him.
Yeah, a brand new character, insta party wipe. Except for one. Who was that?
No, everybody died.
Everyone died.
Oh, gotcha.
Mordecai could have survived.
But he like took the bullet. He's like, I go down with my team.
Pretty much.
Getting back on track. While there's this whole district, you guys are heading to like the first building after the gate. It looks to be from the outside a normal stable, but as you head in, the store seems to be fairly empty except for the store manager behind the counter. Clerk, yeah. And as you walk in, you see as an older man kind of nods to all of you and seems to recognize each of you. And as you do, you close the door behind you, and he goes and pulls a box off to the side. And underneath, you guys find a familiar trapdoor.
Trappiest. Down we go.
All right. Walking down the short ladder that goes into like a platform and then a staircase, you guys find yourself in the den, which is...
Oh, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you're tabbed.
Oh.
If you place a character while you're tabbed, it hides them.
That makes sense. Okay. That's also good to know for me. Okay.
I am pretty sure that's the case. So if I do that, if I do that, yep.
Sweet. Good to know.
The cave scenes are so nice in Talespire. They look so good. I love all the details.
Inside the den, you see the familiar dark, dank hideout of the Shroud, the less than legal guild that you guys have joined and decided to take missions from. You guys walk through the entrance hallways, and as you round the corner, you see, first off, the group, a group of people that tried mad dogging you when you all first showed up in the Shroud.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
As you guys,
the one that I made shit himself.
yes, as you round the corner, they're kind of talking amongst themselves, and then one of them kind of nods their head in your general direction. As the others turn towards you, the two step back, but the one in front of you, kind of like wide-eyed, like almost at a bow, steps backwards. This guy being
Basically muted.
This guy being the person who literally made shit himself.
Oh yeah, when I see him, I like lock eyes, and as we're walking past and like past, I do the like creepy owl head twist.
Yeah,
like,
you walk past and then you like turn left, but all the way towards him.
I just give them a nod.
Mhm. I
Okay.
give them a quick wink as we go by, like, I remember you folk.
And then he's just like, I am super confused.
Oh, Kyle. You said you were going to change some of these things, right?
Correct. I have not done so yet.
Okay.
But let's see.
Here they are.
Make that guy a little bit bigger. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
He like busts his head on the cavern ceiling. Like,
But yeah, let's see. In the main area, you see different, a couple different people. Right off the bat, these large plant monsters that you guys know are used by the Shroud as sort of like a home defense system, as well as some crocodiles down below.
When we were given the tour of this place,
Yes.
were we told what these things eat?
Which things? The crocodiles or the plants?
The plants.
You weren't told specifically, and as far as you know, they don't eat.
Okay.
They seem to be more magically charged.
I was gonna toss them a bite to eat.
There are a lot of crocodiles down below if you'd like to do that.
I'm going to, but I wanted it to be the plant guys quickly.
Oh, okay.
But no, but if I knew that I couldn't do that, then I would have walked up and just like thrown a hunk of meat down to one of them.
Okay, and as you do, it like almost stands up on its legs as it chomps down into it, seemingly eager to eat.
cute. Water puppy.
But as you continue forward, you cross the bridges over the small. It's not a river, but more of a stream.
Yeah.
And continue walking. You go into the quote tavern of the Shroud, or the den.
I will be able to listen. I just need to use the restroom real quick.
All right. In the tavern, you see one other team at the moment, them being Team Alpha. They are sitting at one of the tables, kind of just kicking back, relaxing, seemingly not really paying much notice other than like a small nod to your guys' direction as you walk in. Team Alpha is one of the higher ranking, if not the highest ranking team in the Shroud. Other than them kind of just bullshitting and sitting at a table, you see a man called Old One-Armed Gerald behind the counter.
Oh, one-armed Gerald.
He is the person
guy.
who hands out missions and the person you have finally came to see.
I lean on the counter. Hello, Gerald.
Hello there, Missy. I believe you guys are the new team, if I am correct. And he kind of like
Aye,
winks at you
Captain.
as
We
if he just
sure
said
are.
like.
Oh.
he winks at you as if he just said some like really cool line.
I'm eating it up visually. I'm like, you're so funny. I love you.
But he also kind of leans on the counter and he says, "All right, I got just the perfect mission for your group."
Oh yeah, let us have it.
And he goes and like points. You now see the one hand on the counter is like a clawed rat hand. But as he points to the group behind him, you see is just a nub of another hand. Looks like the arm was cut off at the wrist. He points to the group behind him and says, "Bring over the one." And they all kind of like look at each other like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. And he like hops off and puffs to himself, comes to the table, grabs a piece of paper, and comes back to you.
Would have been much cooler if I knew which one. Okay.
And as he
I
does,
love one-armed Gerald.
I love him
I'm
too.
assuming the afro is canon, like that's like
Yes.
true to what
This
he
is
looks like.
exactly what he looks
This
like.
is exactly what he looks like. This is a one of the unique characters that Dakota had created, and he is just perfect.
Okay, does he slide the paper in my direction?
Yeah, so he takes the paper and kind of like slams it down on the table, and as he slides it to you, he gives you a short kind of rundown of it. He's kind of just like reading off of the page, but he has it memorized as he slides it to you. He says, "We've been having trouble with the new guard in the crafting district. He's very good at what he does, and he's very dedicated to his job, which is quite a problem for us. Since he started, it's been difficult to get anything done in that district. We need him to stop being a guard," as he winks at you again. Your team will meet Ismali, one of our more senior members. I don't believe you've met. He'll give you more detailed information. Meet him by the engine in the crafting district. Asher, you would know what the engine is, as you have spent a lot of time in the crafting district. That's where your previous housing was.
Okay.
The engine is kind of like it's where most of the artificers from the school go to work if they do not become adventurers. It's you haven't been in there yourself, as you're not an artificer, but it seems like just like a huge crafting area that some people just go and pump out new inventions left and right.
So it's like a free platform for like, it's just like a workshop you can go into whenevs.
It's not whenevs, but it is like an open workshop for like the best of the best. People don't rent a space, but it's kind of like if you've made a name for yourself, you can go here and work.
And then tell me again, the guard is at the engine?
You'll meet Ismali. He's one of our members. He'll give you more information on the guard, but
Our contact is at the engine.
yes,
Okay.
your contact. He's out there now, so you guys can leave as soon as you're ready. You can use the back entrances for this mission. Points kind of behind you guys to where you guys know as the back entrances, which are only available to you guys during certain missions.
Oh, okay. I'm like, it shall be done. I like fold up the paper and put it into my pocket confidently.
Okay. And as you fold it, he just says, "And if you ever do get caught, make sure that paper is destroyed. There's nothing that would trace it back to us, but just to be safe."
You got it. I take the paper out of my pocket and pass it to Blanche. He's a little bit better at destroying evidence.
I take it and I slip it inside my cloak pocket.
Yeah, you got the stealthy stuff down.
So yeah, you guys now have the start of a mission.
Oh, okay.
All right,
To the engine we go.
As everyone is walking away, I go up to the counter and I'm like, okay, serious question here.
Yes.
You're named One-Armed Gerald.
Well, my name's Gerald, but people around here call me One-Armed Gerald. Oh, One-Armed Gerald, actually.
Okay. If your hand got cut off, but you still have an arm, shouldn't you be one-handed, Gerald?
A look of like realization comes over his face as he's just like, I have never thought of that. And kind of puts on again his demeanor and rights himself and says, "Well, seems like everyone else here is an idiot if they didn't give me the nickname One Arm Gerald."
I yelled at Hoovel. I'm like, Hoovel, are you coming? And I start heading back towards.
I just turn around and
Yeah, I fucked
like,
up his name
give
too.
him
His name is Warm Gerald. Whatever.
That's his name in Hero Forge.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
Go, go, go. Through the secret tunnel.
Alright, are you guys heading straight back there?
Yeah, I don't remember all the lyrics, but then it goes, Secret Tunnel!
As you guys pass by, you see a member that you guys haven't met just kind of like stop you, but you show her the paper and she lets you through.
What does she look like?
Seems to
Full
be
detailed.
a female tiefling, blue skin, robes, and the mini.
It's dark.
Yeah, blue skin, robe. She has a staff with a crystal on the top of it, purplish hair. Seems to seems to have been doing something over to the side, and as you guys were walking up, she kind of walks nonchalantly in front of the entrance, waits for you guys to give her the paper, and then passes you guys through and walks back to what she was doing.
It's like, you shall not pass unless you have documentation. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. And then you guys are heading to the crafting district?
Yes.
All right.
We'll get to meet all the artificers. I love artificers. Never play them, though. They're too hard.
Crafting. Den back entrance. All right, you guys come up into a small, cramped house, just barely big enough for you guys to like walk single file in.
What the heck? Why did I turn into Hadir?
I haven't placed you down yet, or I just did.
Oh, weird. I like accidentally poofed into like an old merchant. I'm like, what?
Oh,
Like,
he was probably just left on the board,
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's probably it.
and you didn't have another character, but because you have permissions, that's one reason you can remove her old ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I strain too hard and I become an old man, and then I'm like, what?
Yeah, you're like crawling through like this like cramped hallway, and it's just like poof, and then you turn into like this fat old dude. As you guys walk out, you see what looks to be a grung, kind of just resting on the side, kind of just passing you guys through, not really worrying about people coming out of the den, more so looking at people coming into the house.
Paisley,
How the heck do I get out of here?
I knew you were gonna say that. Follow the lines.
Don't go up the stairs.
Ah! Somebody get me out of here. This is too tight.
There you go.
There's lines. There's lines for you to move.
Hello, Grung. I see you now.
You guys will learn very quickly that Paisley is awful at directions.
Hey. I'm here. I like the role play. I don't like the moving around.
But you guys exit the den back entrance into the crafting district. This district is one that you guys have been to before. Again, Blanche and Hoovel, you haven't spent a whole lot of time here. But Asher, you've spent most of your childhood here.
Is
Ooh.
Nick's shop not in this
That's
district?
right.
Sorry, what
Is
was
what?
that, Levi?
Is Nick's shop not in this district?
Nick's shop is in the not in the crafting district, but the
Artisan?
No, the trader district.
Okay.
Hey, who is that again? Who's Nyx?
One of his contacts.
Yeah.
When we get here, I walk out and I'm like, all right, so where's this engine? And you see me just like effortlessly climb up onto the main walkway.
Dope. Yeah, so Blanche gets out there, climbs up the side. Hoovel seemingly effortlessly jumps / flaps his wings to get up, and Asher.
I hold
somewhat-
I hold my hand down for her to jump up, grab, and help her pull up.
Okay. Asher, you're muted again, by the way, Paisley. But
Oh, I was like, trying to like jump up.
I'll have you roll in athletics or acrobatics with advantage because of the help, just for
And-
fun.
When she
What?
almost like gets her hand like to grab, I'm gonna slightly push Blanche so she misses.
Hey!
Roll a just a general dexterity, and you're trying to beat Asher's roll.
Ah!
So Asher, what did you roll total?
With an acrobatics, I get a +4 to it.
Nice,
So
15.
15.
Yeah, so as you pull, you see Blanche puts his hand up, and you grab it, and you also see Hoovel uncharacteristically also reach down to help you up. And as you pull both of their hands, you pull Hoovel down, as he was not expecting this downward pull. And Hoovel, you tumble over the side and land on your butt. Down at
I
the
know
bottom.
you don't do that.
Damn it.
I brushed myself off, feeling pretty good.
I'm just gonna like flat back up and
Yeah,
actually hit her
you
with
can
one of
easily
my
get
wings.
back up.
Yeah. It was the principle, okay?
But yeah, as you guys enter the crafting district, this district being, again, a couple shops here and there, more specialty things that people sell from like their own business, but it's mainly used for people coming to craft things, blacksmiths, carpentry, things like that, but as well as things that are just general resource, like large chunks of wood are cut and stored here. Large chunks of metal are brought into the city and then broken down here. So it's crafting district, but also refinery district, I guess.
All right, then I start making my way around looking for the engine.
Okay. And Asher, you know exactly where this is, so you can lead them.
Yeah.
It is down this road. I'll draw a line.
I'm like, come on, guys, this way.
She's over here.
Okay.
Don't go
Down
where-
this road, and then up here, this black building is the engine. And you can kind of tell from afar, like plumes of smoke coming out of it. Not just through the chimney, which I believe there is one. Yeah, there is one, but also through any like windows or just open areas to the outside is just like pluming with smoke. Not like a fire smoke, but like a definite like workshop smoke. And
Kyle,
as
did you make this mini?
I did, as you guys all approach, with all of your passive perceptions, this would be easily for you guys to pick up. You hear it before you see him. The sounds of like a just like a very ferocious chomping sound. As you peer over the side of the walkway, you see a small goblin figure who
Cool.
seems to be standing over what looks to be someone dropped their lunch and is just scattered across the ground. He is like ripping into it. There's a fish that looks to be somewhat rotted, so it has probably been here for a bit, and just tears into it, ripping off a huge chunk. And as you guys are all like standing over looking down at him, after a couple seconds he looks up and sees each of you and slurps the remainder of the fish into his mouth like a noodle.
I'm gonna be like sitting on the ledge here, feet overhanging,
Just along for the ride.
just waiting for him to finish.
Okay. And
I'm like working myself up the steps. Like, what are we doing? We watching this?
and as you guys are just like they're staring at him, he looks up at you guys, and he says, "Oh, hey, newbies! Excited to be your mentor today." Very like loud, and like starts to climb up, realizes he can't really climb up here, and then takes the long way around.
I reach my hand down.
He takes it.
I hope your hand smells like fish now.
Do you want me to give you a cleanliness roll?
Give me like a Constitution save.
That's an 11.
A Constitution save. You have +0.
Yep.
Amazing. So it's not terrible, but as you pull up and you kind of like look down at your hand and sniff it a little bit, it makes you gag slightly, as is just a rotten fish smell. But he does climb up and kind of brush himself off with all the crumbs and stuff that have accumulated. You see, now that you get a better look at him, a short goblin, but like not short for a goblin, just short altogether, with a stark white hair brushed back, white clothing, very general, like clothing, no armor or leathers of the sort. Across his back you see a dagger that in his arms look more like a sword, and then on his feet he wears like fur lined boots.
Wait, so is this dude our contact for the assassin people?
I'm really not confident that he is.
As you pull him up, he brushes himself off and says, "Excited to be your mentor today. Let's move over here to talk." And kind of like moves over here behind some boxes.
Okay.
Are you guys following him?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Kind of makes me sad now because I wanted to recruit him into our assassin cult.
We do have a love of goblin.
And as he pulls you guys and you guys get in front of them,
Death Gobbler.
he says, "So, we have this new guard. Real brute of a fellow. Been messing up a few of our
Whoa.
operations."
It is. This is the guy. I'm like looking around at my companions, like, what?
I'm not surprised in one bit. As I see Asher like looking around shocked, I'm like, follow along.
I've been messing up a few of our operations. The guild wants him to stop being a guard, as he gives like air quotes.
I'm like, so like change of career. Maybe we like invoke some of his childhood like aspirations of like being
He always
an
wanted to be a
astronaut
painter
or something. Yeah.
He
maybe
puts
a
up his hand a
gardener,
little bit and he says,
6 feet
"Well,
under?"
he doesn't seem to be the one talked down or bribed out of it. So if it were me, I'd just lean him off the road and kill him. But this puts up his hands. But this is your mission, and I am here to help. And make sure if you guys do mess up, it doesn't come back to the guild. But I'll leave the planning to you guys. Any questions? I'll be here."
Right when
And as
said
he does,
kill someone, like Hoovel immediately like puts his hand on an arrow and is like leaning forward, like ready for this.
"Like your spunk, kid." As he finishes eating or talking, he pulls out more of like the garbage he was eating down there. And I'll make each of you make a perception roll.
Okay.
Perception 18.
Okay. This is a DC 9, so success on your end. And then Asher and Hoovel.
I got a +3, so I'm looking at a 11.
Okay.
9 exactly.
Ooh.
9 exact. Okay, so you guys all see this. As he pulls it out, he kind of looks to not really hiding it, but more so just as he pulls it out, kind of like a sheath. You see he pulls out another fish, and as it passes his hand on his hip, it like flash freezes over, and then he starts eating it like a popsicle.
That's nasty.
Tell me how
Kyle?
this guy's name is spelled real quick. Sasmir?
Hit tab.
Ismali, Ismali,
Smalley. Okay.
or Ismoli.
M-O-L-I.
Hey, Kyle.
Yep.
That item that I had Clatter working on,
Yes.
you never told me.
Correct. I have it in there. Have you gone and picked it up by now?
I would have.
Okay. It is. Let me look it up real quick. While I'm looking it up, are you gonna try to use it right now?
No.
Okay. If you're not using it right now, you guys can talk amongst yourselves while I look that up.
Okay.
We should probably introduce Clatter. Deco.
He'll probably be a recurring
He'll-
character.
He'll come up.
Yeah, when we meet him, we'll go through all that.
Okay. For the time being, just know that he's a friend of our guild, a dear friend of mine.
All right.
So I ask Ismali, where does the guard do his rounds?
Oh, he goes around the main road. Leaves the path to check out anything he finds suspicious. Sometimes like a mess. Or sometimes I actually just fuck with them. By leaving like a bag of poop in an alleyway and lighting it on fire for him to find, and when he stomps on it, his boot gets covered in poop. Beside the point. Most
You are-
goblin.
You are hilarious.
most of the time, he just follows the main rectangle path.
But mainly here in this district.
Yes, he's completely in this district. He follows the path. Seems really into his job. Doesn't really leave much except to eat or sleep at the guard station.
Maybe we
Okay.
should get rid of this guy. Everybody hates a tryhard.
And then Dakota, for you,
How
that
would-
is the. Do you want me to say it out loud, or do you want me to send it to you?
If you just give me the first couple letters, I should be able to find it.
ROUG.
Got it.
Yes,
Alright.
that item.
I got it.
All right.
Okay. So he follows the main path. Time of day.
He
But-
is a night guard, so most of the time it's at night. You guys can stick around here and kind of like looks up at the sun, makes some hand gestures. And he's like, I have no idea how close it is tonight, but when it becomes night or more towards sunset, he gets here early. Fuck him.
Right?
Starts his rounds and just keeps going round and round until, something happens.
Until something happens.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions?
Well, I think that takes care of it. Rectangular path, night guard. Only follows, only deviates from this pattern if something is
Draws
up.
his attention.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's like,
Final question.
yeah, I have one too.
All right, go ahead.
Does he travel with anybody along this path, or is it just him along this path?
He works alone. I've seen him work with other people, and they kind of like go take a break every now and then he just leaves them. So they've stopped walking with him. And also, they just kind of look bad comparatively, so they somewhat stick away from his path, sticking more towards the center since he's got the road.
Okay, okay. Okay, now you, Blanche.
The direction he walks, does he go from north to south along this road and then circle around?
When he comes up, have no idea what north and south is in direction-wise, but...
I point as I ask him the question.
Okay. He walks south to north on this road.
On this road, south to north. Okay.
Usually. Again, like, he might go off the path or circle back a little bit. I mean, it's not just like a constant march, and then if he sees something, he'll get it on the next round.
Okay. All right. Well, I have no more questions. Hoovel, you have anything?
Nope.
All right. Well, if we have any questions, concerns, or issues, we will find you.
Sounds good. I mean, I can follow you guys if you'd like. I mean, if you guys don't want me a part of your group, I'm still gonna follow you and watch you, but just won't be a part of it.
I'd like to see how well we can do this on our own. Feel free to follow us. Just try to
Low profile.
Terrific.
Let us attempt it ourselves.
Terrific.
Yeah.
And he flips over this barrel, and then I'll take a couple checks from him. First is athletics. He kind of stumbles over the barrel. It takes him a little bit longer than it really should. But
This is a weird little guy.
yeah. So I didn't mean to roll that in front of everyone, but whatever.
Yeah, I saw that in 20.
So yeah, he flips over the barrel, kind of like struggles a little bit. It's a little taller than him, so he like pushes over it, circles, and then you hear a thud as he hits the ground. But then you hear nothing, and as you like look around the corner, he's gone.
Oh! I do a quick little clap to myself. Magic!
Is he snaking us right now? He's just in the barrel.
I know. I'd like to
I was like, snaking. I don't know what that means, but I'm too cool to ask.
You play the goblin too long, you become the goblin.
But yeah, as you look around the barrel, he's just gone. You didn't see him like leave or anything, but you don't see him around here.
Just
Oh.
cardboard box.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, I start walking away, motioning you guys to follow, and I say I have a plan.
Okay.
Okay.
And just so you guys know, I'll change the sky to be a little bit more. It is later afternoon, so not sunset yet, but probably in like the next hour or so. So you have a little bit of prep time.
Okay, so I start walking what he said his path was. So from south to north on this road.
Mm-hmm.
Are the favored few following?
I'm coming with ya. I gotta pee though. I'm gonna be right back, okay?
Okay, I'll move your character with them.
Thank you.
And then hopefully you're going with them as well.
Yep.
So as we're walking, I'm looking for a specific corner, which is here.
Where'd you go?
I'm moving it right now.
Oh,
Here.
okay.
When we get here, I do pull off, and I like kind of just walk up here a little bit. This place looks familiar.
Were you playing Blanche at this point?
I
I
was
believe you had
not.
Jarvis.
I was not playing.
Yeah.
Me as a player, this
Yeah.
place looks familiar.
Okay. So yeah, you guys walk around the section and then kind of climb up these steps a little bit. Gather back up.
And then
Blanche,
as
actually, matter of fact, you do recognize this area not because of the tower, but across the way is a mead factory or refinery.
Oh. I haven't made him yet.
Yeah.
But we stop here.
Okay.
And here's where I will tell the group my plan so far. So he walks this path here, and he stays along this until he sees something that catches his eye. Correct?
Correct, from what you know.
What if we take one of these carts and we make it look like it was dragging something that people don't want to be hidden? Maybe there's a little bit of blood smear along the carts, and it makes it look like it goes down underneath here. Pulling it off of the road, following the cart down below. Is everybody here? Oh, Paisley's not here yet. I'll wait until she's here so I don't have to repeat everything.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
But Hoovel, there's a nice building over here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You get a nice clean shot at that opening right there, right?
Yeah.
So when he comes down and out to take a look at what was
One
causing
shot.
this mess,
One.
I might be able to do something there, right?
Absolutely. Is that track or whatever that Dakota just did the flashlight thing? Is that like an active thing, or can I like put a trap down there and it'll probably beacon? Wow.
From what you see, it's not being used right now. But you have seen as you're walking through, like occasionally people send things along the track. So it is used, but not like constantly.
Meh.
And it's probably not going to be used at night.
Yeah, it's more so used for moving things around during the day, less so at night. It isn't unheard of people using it at night, but it is much less so.
Yeah, so if you position yourself over here, you can get a pretty good shot at this. If you do want to do something to this entrance, don't think that'd be a bad idea. But that is my running plan for this.
Yep.
Is to
When it
lure
gets,
him off of the road here, down there, so he's off of the main road. So if somebody is walking past and he is down there, they won't see him right away.
Okay. When it gets dark and obviously no one's using the track anymore, I'm gonna put a tripwire right on the opening. There.
Okay.
Do you want it to activate anything, or is it?
No, it's just literally just a tripwire.
Oh, okay.
I don't have that very many traps yet.
Paisley's almost back to her spot.
I'm here. Okay, tell me the plan, boys.
So the plan is he will be walking along this road, correct?
Correct.
I'm mainly saying correct, so Paisley knows where I'm talking about.
I see it.
Okay. I'm going to leave a trail of either blood or something that looks like blood along this track, disappearing underneath the little underpass thing here. The track goes down underneath, cuts across to underneath to here. You following so far?
I'm right here.
I don't know what that means. Okay.
I'm seeing exactly where your flashlight is what I'm saying.
Just because I'm showing it doesn't mean you're following. um, when he gets out to the other side, Hoovel can be positioned on this roof with a clear line of sight to that opening down below.
Okay, yeah.
By doing so, he will be able to get hopefully a very good shot off.
Hopefully, I will.
I can be in this location, hiding off of the road, in case that doesn't happen. We will need you to pull all the civilians away from this location.
Okay. So maybe I'm down the road.
But it has to be something that's not suspicious as to draw his attention.
Okay. Okay.
Think we can do this?
I think we can do it. I'll just be a lowly street performer. That's not like super weird, right?
Nope. A traveling minstrel, pretty common, I would assume.
Okay. So then it's not like I have my head out looking for tips. I won't be like causing a rave to pop off or anything like that. Hopefully.
Just a minor mosh pit.
Just a minor mosh pit, if you will. On a scale of 1 to mosh pit, it'll be like a 4.
All right, so that is the plan, guys?
Yeah.
This is the plan. I feel good about it. How's the
Okay.
sun looking?
Already up on the roof.
It is getting closer to sunset. As you're looking at the sun, it's kind of like just creeping over the side of the wall. So you have probably, less than half an hour before sunset.
Is there a butcher in this part of town?
A butcher. I would say less of like a storefront butcher, but more of like a butcher that would send out meats and things in bulk. So they themselves wouldn't be a storefront, but they would butcher large amounts of animals and then send it out to butcher shops if they need
Yes.
it.
Tell them that you need ox blood for black pudding. That way it doesn't raise any weird suspicions.
Can I leave you to that?
Okay. Here I go. Where would I find this person? Would I know? I don't know this area too well.
Well, your character does.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and let me look around to see what a good building for a butchery would be.
I'm gonna ask this
Let's go with
butcher
this one.
so many questions. I'm gonna be like, tell me your life story.
All right. So if you look pretty much directly in the center of town.
Right across the street from the engine, pretty much.
Yeah.
Where was that again? Be here. I think it was back this way.
Here.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the way to do it, Kyle.
I need a light show. Okay.
And as you approach, you can see a elven woman starting to like close the doors and lock up shop.
I'm like, wait, I have a request of you. I'm like waving my hand as I run up, seemingly out of breath, like I had to make this stop before the day was out.
Okay. Oh, hello, and kind of like puts her keys back on her belt after locking up the door.
I am so sorry. I must ask. I need some ox blood for my great grand mummy's black pudding, and I have to make it tonight so that it's ready in the morning for it to set. Do you happen to have any that I could have from you? Of course I'll pay.
Oh, how much are you willing to pay?
What? I have 5 copper.
A little on the cheap side.
I can give you.
If you would like to roll a persuasion / deception with that, or if you would like to increase your cost, it might help your DC.
I'll try and do a persuasion first. I'm like, this is so important to me and my family. I have to have it. Woo!
Oh shit!
Yeah, and then you have.
And then I have pluses. Let me pull that up. It was a persuasion or was it a deception?
Either.
My persuasion's a +7, so I'm definitely picking that one. A
Okay.
25.
So she kind of looks down at her key and sighs a little bit. Well, it does seem important, and undoes the keys and opens the door and says, wait here a bit, and disappears into the shop for a little bit, and then comes back out with like a like it almost looks like a water skin, but it has more of like an open top that's cinched closed with a drawstring.
So it's like a
Ooh.
sealed stomach.
Yeah. And as she hands it to you, she like is holding the top and then is also holding the bottom. And as she hands it to you, kind of gingerly, she says, be careful about moving it too much. And as she hands it to you, you hand her the 5 copper.
Awesome. Okay. I'm like, thank you so much. And I like gingerly am like hugging it while also running.
Okay. And as you like hug it and run, she's just like, just be careful. And then goes back to locking up the shop.
I don't want you to trip. Just a little bit.
Hey, whose side are you on?
I mean, it would be hilarious.
I am adding it. Skin of
Alright,
oxblood.
but while you're doing that, Hoovel and Blanche, are you guys doing anything? As by the time she gets back, it will be sunset,
Okay.
or just after.
Then as I'm gonna wait for this place to like clear up.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
there's
and
not
as
people around.
as the sun sets, you see, and you guys know most of the shops in Kesdon have like a as long as the sun's up kind of vibe to it. So as the sun sets, you can see people sort of filing out of different places and going off more towards the north or south side of the district. There are occasionally people that do wander by, but this like corner of the district isn't like a huge commercial hub.
Mm-hmm.
There's not like a whole lot to do here after hours, so it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of foot traffic, just occasionally.
Okay. But while people are like not here, like whenever I see an opportunity to like do something without drawing attention, I'm gonna jump on it.
Okay.
I just want to come back here and like grab like a broken like box and some sacks and stuff. And I want to make it look like there was like an altercation here. Some stuff is broken.
Okay. So like broken stuff. And maybe
Like a knocked over chair.
piece of wood. Chair.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna take one of my daggers.
Mm-hmm.
And when Paisley gets back, I'm going to dip it into the blood
Okay.
and like leave it next to the chair.
Ooh. A dagger. Sweet.
And then
I don't have blood. I don't think.
no, I don't think there's that would really good like a blood.
When I type in blood, I get a
Guillotine?
Yeah, guillotine. So that's kind of similar.
That's kind of similar.
That will be in
Oh,
our
Kyle.
imaginations.
Kyle,
Yeah.
you could have used this for the dude's
Ah, damn.
lunch.
Here I put together different things to
You
make it look
made
like.
it yourself.
But yeah, so you kind of like set this up ahead of time, kind of looking around, and before you do set it up, as you are looking around, you do see a couple guardsmen walk by, pretty much right before sunset. So you're kind of like looking around. A couple of them walk by. They seem to be just your average run-of-the-mill guards. But then, like, a couple minutes later, you see just from the name of it, a large hulking guard kind of walk by, while the other guards seem to be in, like, just padded armor with, like, the run-of-the-mill spear and their overall uniform. This guy seems to have some altercations to his uniform. Not full plate like in the mini, but padded armor with like plates on it. And then seems to still be carrying a spear, but as well as a shield on his back.
Is this while I'm in the middle of this?
I'll say, since you were taking a little bit of time to watch around and make sure everyone's cleared up, you would have seen him walking around before you started all of this.
Okay.
But you kind of get like the timing down and you start setting this up when you think.
Before I plant the dagger,
Mhm.
I would like to be like caught in this situation.
Okay, so you're specifically trying to.
Yeah, so I wanna be out here among all the rubble and stuff, looking like I'm trying to clean it up.
Okay. So he, you see him like make 2 rounds, and you kind of somewhat clock the timing, and as he comes around again, you like put all this stuff out, and then you're trying to like clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do, he comes by and then takes notice, and then almost immediately starts walking in your general direction, and looks at you and, what's going on here? I have authority to be asking you, what are you doing? And I believe I believe you should be explaining your situation here.
I don't know if I believe it.
Like, right? Sure you
he
do.
seems like shady, but at the same time, he's in full uniform.
I'm like, oh, I work here in this brewery here. One of our customers is having some issues, and he threw a big fit. He made a big mess here, and then he stormed off. I'm just trying to clean it up before I head home.
He looks you down, like crosses his arm underneath his and starts stroking, underneath his beard. And even though the mini has it, he doesn't have like a full plate helmet on. You look at him and he seems to be like a burly, human, kind of like a Nord from Skyrim, where they're just like fucking huge, with like a long bushy beard. And starts stroking that.
Kesdon belongs to the Nords.
Yeah. Roll a deception check. Fucking nice.
Whoa!
You can tell this guy is trying to take any chance to call you out on anything you're saying, but he's not catching any ground. So he says, well, all right, just try to have this cleared up by the next time I'm around here.
I won't stop working on it until it's done.
All right. And kind of almost put in his place, you get the feeling of like, I know the characters wouldn't know this, but just to let you guys know, it's almost as if like a Karen demeanor. Where
I want to speak to the manager. I am the manager.
Yeah, just coming up to check on any situation possible and telling you, yes, I am of higher power. Tell me what's going on. But as you give him a fair reason to be there, he takes off and starts heading back around.
All right, now I have planted the seeds of mistrust. He believes that there's an angry person from this brewery, and if there's an altercation here, he could think that it was him attacking me. That was my point.
Beautiful.
That's
good.
As he's walking back, you look around, you see him zero in on a guy that's kind of like wandering around, stumbling over his feet, and he says, "Hey, you there!" And he goes over to him and, "We've been having trouble with drunks coming to this section of the district, and I need you to turn around."
Shit out of him.
And kind of like, almost by the scruff, takes this guy and starts leading him back.
Okay. And then
I hope we get to kill him.
Then at this point, I go over to Asher.
Okay.
Yeah, I run up. I'm like,
did you get it?
I got it right here.
Okay.
It's like,
I take it, not carefully.
oh, damn you.
Okay, as you pick it up, the sack itself is fairly secure, but a bunch of the blood starts to like spew out the top of it. It's not the cinch isn't super secure.
Perfect.
I want the rest of that.
Then with that is when I plant the dagger, and with it spilling out, I'm going to run along the tracks.
Okay. So yeah, you're at this point like covering the dagger, everything that you're running across, including yourself. Just everything is just covered in like this like very dark red crimson blood.
Yeah, and I'm going to just lead it down here. I'm gonna. How heavy is this?
You start to push it, and it's fairly greased. There is some resistance, but seems to run along the tracks fairly fine.
Okay, then I'm gonna push that through.
Yeah, and especially since it's right here, you're trying to push it down the hill, so that's a little bit of gravity help.
Yeah. So smear it on my hands, get like bloody handprints on it.
Mm-hmm.
Push it so it like goes through.
Okay. They don't have just a.
No, I replaced the thing there, so the carts,
Okay.
the tracks are there.
Cool. And then the cart will be like underneath.
I'd push it just past,
Okay.
so he does have to follow it all the way through.
Okay.
Because I do want him to exit out this side.
Okay.
But now there should be like a blood trail leading down underneath that. A big pool of blood around the dagger.
Right.
And then with that, I'm going to go after I get it back over there.
After you've accomplished all this, it is getting like pretty close to that time. You're like, okay, mentally he's probably getting pretty close.
Yeah.
Asher and Hoovel, are you guys doing anything during this time?
I'd like to take the rest of the blood, if any is remaining. Is there any remaining?
At the end of it, you can see like a sack, mostly empty, but maybe like a little trickle at the very end.
Okay.
Grab it afterwards.
It sounds good. I head back down here.
Okay.
Maybe like right. Is this far enough?
Me, after I do that, I am going to like tightly hold the sack so no longer spills out.
Okay.
I'm gonna run up to these bushes. I'm going to keep the sack in there, and I'm gonna use like the grass and shit to clean myself off as much as possible.
Okay. So while you're accomplishing that, Hoovel, you're still up on the roof?
Yep, just waiting for my shot.
Okay. And while you do
Are you
that...
not putting the trap?
I already did.
Well,
Did
I
not?
just pushed the cart through there, so...
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll hop down real quick and just put like a wire
Okay.
firmly anchored on both sides. So
Make a sleight of hand to see how well you can, like, hide this wire.
Hey.
Ayo, that's a good ass trap.
23.
Nice. So yeah, this wire, barely even visible. And then you go back up to the roof, and I'll have you make a stealth check. I'll say with advantage since you can like climb back over.
Oh, that's much better. 15.
Okay. And then while Hoovel's doing that, Asher, what are you doing?
I'm setting up shop for my performance. If I could lay a sack or like a hat at my feet,
Okay.
I do that, and I'm gonna start playing some like songs to start out with. I wanted to check something though about my new instrument.
Okay.
Okay.
Talking about your lyre.
I am my read the room lyre. To see what this kind of thing can do, if at all be beneficial. What does Gift of Gab do again?
It's pretty much like a
Forget I said that.
yeah, forget I said that. You can rearrange the thoughts of everyone in the vicinity for the last like 6 seconds or one round.
Well, yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be so helpful for me right now. So I bust out my lute and I begin to play Sandstorm. I'm like, banana, banana, you know it.
Yes.
To try and pull everyone towards me. While I'm playing, I'm like, come, people. Prepare for the show of your life. I'm using the skin I am when I'm performing in the theater. Just like my usual one, where it's like pseudo-human. So hopefully people will recognize me also as kind of like a performer.
Okay. And now that I'm thinking about it, probably would be a good idea to get you a unique person that is that. So I'll work on that later.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so you are you just or actually you've been in that form, so you put out your hat and kind of set up like an atmosphere of like, yes, I'm a street performer, and you start playing Sandstorm, gathering all the people. Roll a performance check.
Yay! No! Okay. My performance is a +5, so it's a 9.
All right. With your skill, you are able to play this instrument. It is fairly new to you as you were gifted this recently. So you're still trying to like get it in tune to where you like it. And at some points you're like, oh man, someone who doesn't play instruments must have handled this because it keeps going out of tune really fast, and you're trying to like fix it as well as create a performance. So like the performance is good, but every now and then it kind of like starts to go out of tune. You have to like fix it and then go back to your performance.
Yeah.
So it's good, but then you kind of like start getting lost, and then it gets good again.
Okay.
But as you are performing, you see a couple people that are like walking down this way, and they somewhat stop to look at you. And as they're walking by, they put a copper in the hat and stay to listen for a bit.
Okay.
And then along with that, Blanche, while you're cleaning yourself off, Hoovel, you've hidden yourself up on the roof. Asher, you're performing and you've gotten someone. You see the large guard start walking down the road. Asher, you see this down the road as there's 2 other guardsmen that are kind of like walking down the road a little bit, and then see him, and they're just like talking amongst themselves, and as he walks by, he's just like, gentlemen, get your act together. You need to be out there stopping these criminals. And they're just like, they don't listen to him, and kind of go about their business, but kind of give like the, oh, okay, and then walk like around the corner and then stop. So just with your passive insight, you can definitely tell like no one really takes his rule seriously, as he's probably not above everyone else. He's just better at what he does.
So this is probably my guy.
Probably.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, and then as he's walking by, you see he's like confidently walking, and then kind of gives a nod in your direction, stops for a bit, and does look at what you're doing, and the person's kind of like nodding along to the music, sees the hat, and makes a comment as he walks by. He's just like, don't be bothering any of the good people coming through here. You're fine for now. Just don't make it a big thing.
Okay. I give him a nod in his direction while I'm strumming.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm going to wait for him to get a little farther away.
Okay. And he continues down the road.
Okay. Now I'm going to switch up my performance.
Okay.
I'm going to start doing kind of a sing-songy tale of the god of the water fighting the god of the skies.
Dope.
So it's like mostly acoustic, accompanied by like this epic tale.
Nice. So yeah, I'll say give me a performance check with advantage.
Yeah. So I did want it to be so good that he stops.
The
But
guard
that
guy?
now, yeah, that hopefully now everybody else will stop. Oh,
Okay.
shit. Well, this isn't great. It's a +5, so it's a 15.
Okay. You switch up your performance. He has gone off a bit, but the people that you had captivated a little bit, they're like, oh shit, okay. And this guy throws in another copper, as well as one more person stops by and throws in 2 copper.
Ooh. This is good business. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to keep playing to my little heart's content.
Nice.
Telling people the tales of the gods.
But as you're continuing to do that, he's walking down the road, and Blanche, you've finished up trying to clean up as much as possible. There is still like a little bit of blood stains, but you're like not dripping with blood or anything.
Yeah. After I get cleaned, I would like to try to get back down to here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say.
And then stay hidden down here.
All right, I'll have you roll a stealth check as well.
Oof, that's just a 10.
Okay. I will say. Okay, yeah. So he's walking down the road, and as he's walking, you're kind of like, you made a little bit of sound, but then you hear him approaching, and then you're like, oh shit, and then you hear him say, what the, and you hear him like moving away, and I would say Hoovel, at this point, you're the only one that can see him, as he starts like looking around, at like all around him, seemingly pretty open space, no one else in vision other than Blanche, and Blanche, you probably hear him say, who did this, and is pointing at the blood, and starts like flipping tables and moving wood, obviously like messing with the crime scene, and just like looking around, as he like picks up the knife and starts looking at it.
He picks up the knife.
Yeah. Obviously just fucking going for it. And then he starts following the trail.
Can I hold an action?
Yeah.
Okay. It is I would like to hold silence.
Okay.
For when I see him exit this way.
All right.
Or I hear a noise.
Yeah, you're starting to hear it echoing, still a ways, like he's not crawling through.
Like specifically like a scream or a grunt or...
Oh, okay. A noise of him crying out.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he starts coming through. You can hear the scraping of plates across the stone as he's moving through here. He is still holding the knife, Hoovel. So I'll actually pick that up. He picked that up and took it with him as he's still checking through.
Stupid.
And you start hearing him like start clawing his way through here. Hoovel, are you? I'm assuming you're holding, because that was the plan. An attack.
I like have my bow drawn and the spectral arrow is up there and I'm waiting for him to trip.
Oh, okay. So yeah, as he's
Hoovel, just so you know, if he does go prone, you have disadvantage.
What?
Prone creatures are disadvantaged to hit at range.
I forgot that. Can I see like right before the tripwire?
Sure.
So when he gets like almost to the tripwire, I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah, that means if he does survive and he continues out, he can then trip, and then I'll have advantage to hit him.
Exactly. I'm a genius.
So yeah.
That was
That's it.
planned. So yeah, he's crawling his way through. He can stand up like in the tunnel, but as you can see, like at the entrance of the tunnel, it does get smaller. So he like is walking his way through, and then you see his gauntlet kind of like appear on like the top of it as he starts like pushing his way through. Go and I will have you guys all roll initiative. You guys will have a or he will be surprised.
Kyle, can you clear dice?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. It would have cleared his holding dice.
Okay.
I
My
got
initiative,
a 16.
I got 14. You got a 16?
Yeah. I got a +4.
You have +4 to initiative?
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
All right, and then Hoovel
6.
6. All right, and then whoop. All right, and then I will change. All right.
Yeah.
So as he's crawling his way through, you see the gauntlet appear under the stone as his head starts to poke through.
I said 14, that's what I rolled. I have a +2. I also got 16, but Paisley's dexterity is higher.
Okay. Good to know. Asher, I believe, even though I had you roll, you haven't been queued into anything. And you won't be
Yeah.
able to see him crawling through, so you continue with your performance.
Okay, sounds good. I'm minding my business over here. My business being the business of distraction.
Blanche, technically it is your turn. If you'd like to continue holding an action, you can do that. Or if you want to do anything as he's like, you see the gauntlet come out and his head start poking out.
I'm going to. I'm still going to hold my action until Hoovel fires.
Okay. And then be surprised. So Hoovel, it is your
Yeah.
go.
I fire.
Nat 20.
Yeah!
Wait, do I get a double crit? Because I get an auto crit.
You don't get a double crit, unfortunately, but you do crit. Just very good crit.
Alright, I'm gonna use my favorite bow. Oh, supposed to do one thing.
My favorite foe? This mofo right here. You get him.
35.
41.
Holy shit.
Wah!
So yeah, you see him, his head pops through, and you like clock him right in the throat as he's popping out, and then you hear like the gurgled scream.
No, you don't.
Yeah, the start of a gurgle as Blanche.
As
release.
waves of shadows envelop the area and then disperse, leaving no sound, leaving this.
Nice.
So what you see instead is he grasps these arrows and he goes down to his knees and he's crawling out of this, but he's like holding onto these, like put his gloved hand over the arrows as blood's like seeping through. Fucking like you can tell he's on death's door. Hoovel, that's still technically your turn. Do you have anything else you can do or want to do?
Well, considering he's like death's door, I'm gonna start like running away.
Okay.
So I assume that
You
Blanche
take
is
your
gonna
sniper
finish
shot
off.
and take off.
Yeah.
Okay. Where would you like to move to?
This direction. 62.
Nice.
Start moving
there.
Do you have 60 feet?
Well, it's oh right, yeah. Well, it's 30.
Dope. Asher, you're still not really include to any of this.
That's
so
okay.
you are shredding it with that story of the gods.
Yeah.
These,
I trust my fella, so I'm not gonna leave my post.
I'll say, your passive perception's not amazing. So yeah, you're totally enrapturing these two people.
Nice. My guys.
Blanche,
Is he prone?
he is prone.
Okay. Then I'm gonna.
Or actually, he's crawling through. I didn't give Hoovel disadvantage since he's technically not prone yet, but he probably will be on his turn.
Okay.
Did that require do anything?
It hasn't gotten to his turn since he was hit,
Okay.
so he hasn't had a chance to go through.
Then but he's like, did he drop the dagger?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to pick up that dagger and stab him with it.
Okay. So yeah, make an attack with a. It was just a regular dagger.
Yeah.
Go for it.
It's a 14.
14 just hits.
Oh, dope. Then it's just a D4 plus 2. I didn't have advantage, so it's not sneak attack. Oh, dope. 6.
All right. So you slash across him, and he seems to already holding his neck. You slash him across the arm that he's holding his neck with, and goes and covers it with his other hand. Both hands now covering grievous wounds, but still looking like he's trying to continue out.
Flurry of blows.
All right, go for it.
This isn't an advantage. It's just two attacks.
Mhm.
God damn it. I think those are the same bonuses.
His AC is 14.
Okay, I missed both.
Okay. So yeah, as he's crawling, he starts flailing, and the flailing kind of knocks off your hits. But yeah, he's almost pretty much bleeding out. Do you have anything else on your turn?
That was attack and bonus action. So that's it.
All right. So as he's coming out, I'll have him make a perception check to see if, or I guess a dexterity save, to see if he can get out of the trap. And you rolled a 24 to hide that, right? Hoovel.
That was such a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Does not get close. Yeah, no. So yeah, as he's flailing about, clutching both of his wounds, he starts doing that thing where when people freak out and they just start hitting things as they run by, starts recklessly trying to get out of this hole, trips over this wire and wraps his legs, hooking onto the plates that he is attached to his armor, and trips over himself. He quickly gets it off as he's running through. He does leave your attack range.
16?
16 does hit.
For an extra, just 3 points.
3 points. How do you want to do this?
Let's as he's getting past my attack range, I have one of my wraps wrap around the dagger as I slice his Achilles tendon.
Ooh, dope. So yeah, as you go and you slice the Achilles tendon, and while like he is moving, he's gotten up and started like running. Almost gets to the end of your zone as you slice through his Achilles tendon a little bit further than you were probably imagining. His upper body seems to fall forward as his booted feet stay on the ground, as his body's completely detached from his feet, and he's laying there now, like arms
I'm gonna go
out.
put the severed foot into somebody's store.
As he is now laying on the ground, arms out, pool of blood just forming all around him. You guys fucking killed this guy before he could do anything.
Murder!
Can I drag him into the
Isn't that
into
like
the
the
cart?
hallmark of a good assassin?
Yeah. You take a little bit of time. You drag him back. His feet are still like attached.
Yeah.
They're just like pretty
Yeah.
much just like the front skin.
They're just hanging on.
Yeah. And you like get him back and then into the cart.
While as I put him in there, I'm gonna take any coin purse, any things that he has on him,
Okay.
make it seem like a mugging.
Okay.
Oh no, a giant
give me a
guard.
pat down.
So make an investigation check.
9 plus 3, 12.
Okay. On him, you find a regular shield. You find a spear. That's +1 spear. And he has padded armor that has plates on it, obviously. But those are like sewn on, so unless you're trying to like derobe him, those would be on his person. Other than that, you find a components pouch, as well as a coin purse with one gold, four silver, and 9 copper.
Okay. I'm going to take the components pouch,
Okay.
the coin purse, and his spear.
Okay.
Leaving the rest of it, I'm gonna put him in the cart and push it into here.
Okay. So knock down. And there. There.
And then with that, with everything in hand, I'm going to peek up at the road. If the coast is clear, I'm going to rush across to this side. Trying to be as stealthy as possible.
All right. Yeah. Roll stealth.
I 26
Nice. Yeah. You are quiet as
or
a shadow.
24. And with that, I'm going to sneak past here, sneak through here.
And as you're going through, you hear Asher giving her performance about the two great gods that fought over and disputed their land claims.
As I'm dropping off from here, I'm gonna give our secret bird noise. Caca!
Yeah, and Asher, as you're finishing up the story, like talking about Torin, Lord of the Sea, grabbing like the great dragon Mortine into the ocean as he's flailing about trying to like rip off the grip that he has. You hear like the cawing sound that you guys have formally agreed on is this signal.
You're muted.
You're muted.
I'm like, well, hopping off my ledge. That's all, folks. And I snatch up the sack and I start heading down this way.
One of them stops you as you go and says, "Wait, where do you perform normally?"
Catch me at the Many Sorrows Theater. Maybe we'll follow up on this tale. And I kind of walking backwards, salute, then turn back around and start booking it.
All right. Dope.
And with that, I'm gonna sneak back into, or attempt to sneak back into the building down into the den.
I like look down on the ledge like shit, and I'm gonna try and crawl down. My acrobatics isn't even that bad. I just like to think I have bad luck.
Okay. I'll say at this point, you guys are out of initiative. The sun has set, and you are in the dead of night. Hoovel, you've gone across the rooftops, and as you're getting over to this side, you see, you don't see Blanche, but you do see Asher hopping over the railing to go back into the house.
Is there anyone like close on the street right here?
I'll say this person probably wouldn't be here anymore. The two people that Asher was captivating, they were heading down the street, so they would both continue down that way. You can kind of hear them talking about like, oh, that was really nice. I don't normally get that in the crafting district, so that was a nice surprise. But other than that, no, there's no one walking across the street.
All right, then I'll quickly fly and then dive down and start walking.
All right. As you guys all meet back into the house, you can see the same grung that left you, or nodded at you as you left. Kind of like, as you open the door, get ready real quick. And you don't really see, actually. Not very stealthily. Kind of like maybe caught him nodding off a bit. But as you open the door, he gets ready, sees it's you three. You guys close the door and goes and sits back.
And then we make our way back to the den.
Yeah, as you pass by, you can see he lifts up what looks to be like a magnifying glass. Kind of holds it against his eye as you guys pass. And then puts it back in his cloak.
He didn't do that the first time.
We weren't entering the building.
But yeah, you guys pass by and enter back into the den. As you go down the hatch, it's like a small hatch leading into a long hallway. It seems like thank you. It seems like the one hallway kind of just branches out into the different sections, so you have to walk the same distance as you would if you just went through the gates, just underground.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you guys enter back into the den. This time, coming out, you see the same person still off doing something off to the side, but they notice as you come in, nod, and then you guys walk past.
Yep, and then we head back to the
Gerald!
old one-hand Gerald.
No, it's one-armed. We're not changing it.
I'll say
mean,
at this
1 more
point,
accuracy
you guys do see a separate group are at one of the tables in the tavern.
They wish they were us.
And
at you
they
guys.
also kind of like notice as you guys enter. This group is one that you've seen when you guys were first initiated. They were talking with the head of the shroud, Vetros.
Which has such a cool mini that I made.
Yes. There we go.
Okay, so Jared.
As you approach Jared, comes up, puts an arm down. Well, oh man, I see you're maybe finished. Kind of like motioning at Blanche, who is just covered in bloodstains.
Yeah, I take the paper out, I slide it across the desk.
Okay, and the
And
paper is also like some red smear
Yep.
across it.
Yep, and then I take his spear, and I put it on the desk as well. And I'm like, and proof that it's done.
Ah, well, that's terrific. I do not believe we expected this done so soon. And as he says that, you can see, as... Oh, I don't have him as a...
Oh, did you get Jax?
I have put Jax, but he's not the one who appears.
Oh,
As Ismali appears looking like out of nowhere, kind of like steps up next to Asher and just like, yeah, they did terrific! Couldn't have done it better myself.
Paisley, you're muted.
I was like, oh, it's him. That was it.
And he kind of like hops up onto the counter and starts to climb over as one of Gerald's like, don't, this is my side. Starts to like try to keep Ismali from going behind the counter. And then eventually just gets up and is just like, well, this is terrific. And looks at the spear, says, this is well better than any shit.
Any shit I could have taken.
Yeah. Proof, sorry. This is proof well enough that the job has been completed, as well as Ismali giving you guys credit. And takes the paper, and you can see that he goes back and tosses it in like a little fire cauldron, and then slides the spear back across to you guys. Well, any spoils of war go to you, and the reward for this, as it's a guild job, one that we provided for you and wanted to get taken care of us, for us, you guys will be getting the full reward, and slides a bag across the table. This is 100 gold. And in the future, when you get quests, they normally don't come from us. It will be a percentage. We take out 10% for the guild, but as this comes from us, I don't see any reason to take out that 10%. So here you go.
I grab the sack and attach it to my belt, and then I ask, do we have a fence? Because like a fence, like somebody who'd buy hot items.
Oh, well,
okay.
if you're not wanting to keep this for yourself, we can definitely take it in and give you part of the profit that we would either buy it from you or sell it to a seller.
It might be safer to do that. Just
yeah,
going
no,
to
100%.
some armsmen.
That's what I would like to do.
Okay, just checking.
That's the whole reason I took it. Was one, proof, two, just to sell to a fence.
Okay. He kind of looks it over, Um, oops. Looks it over and looks up at the both of you and says, well, would you take 100 gold for this?
What?
Done.
Yeah.
Goes back, and you actually see him take a step off the stool, go back to like this what looks to be a super fortified like vault. Takes a key off his ring, opens it up, and then goes inside. Steps in there for a bit, and then comes back out with another bag of gold and hands it to you guys.
All right, I take that one as well.
Okay, and then he pulls a spear and sets it on the table behind him.
Well, this was the best cash deal ever. Okay.
Wait, so we got 100 gold for the spear?
Yeah,
It had to be like magic or something.
it was
Yeah,
a +1
weird.
spear at the very least.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. None of us are like spear wielders anyways, so it's cool.
Well, that, and we just stole it off of a car.
Yeah, we can't just like carry that around.
Just brandish it around. Go back to our house. Be like, yeah, where'd you guys get that spear? Oh, we found it.
Yeah, sure you did.
And then I ask him if he has a change of clothes that I could possibly acquire.
He's like, "Yup, 100 gold."
Everything's 100 gold here.
He kind of looks back and he's like, well, not a full set of clothing here. I can probably toss you one of our, and tosses you like a cloak, just to cover up for a bit.
I take it and I thank him. And then I just like go to like some little pool of water that's around.
Mm-hmm.
I just like wash myself off and I clean up as much as possible.
Okay. Yeah, and you can get most of it off as it's fairly fresh, and the water is, when you touch it, very cold. And blood does come off in cold water a lot better.
Yeah, so I wash myself off as much as possible.
The crocodile swims over, gives you the eyebrows, and you have to like whap it on the nose or something. You're like getting in there smelling like blood.
Yeah, so as you guys are leaving, Ismaili is kind of like, yeah, you guys did terrific. See, I would have just lured him back and then just killed him instantly, but you guys just left him a little bit alive just to give him the fear.
Yeah, you gotta let them know what they're dealing with.
He's like, terrific. You guys are gonna fit in terrifically well here. And puts out his hand and says, if you guys just ever need someone to help you along your missions, I will offer my services for a fair cut, of course.
I go to shake his hand,
No.
and I thank him for his assistance and watching over us during this.
Mm-hmm. As you shake his hand, you can't help but feel like, wow, my hand is now bone cold. As he gives you a slight smile as he grips your hand, releases it.
And in his hand is 1 gold.
Oh.
Oh.
Kind of like starts kind of like sticking to both of your hands as it's now like ice cold metal.
Mhm.
But then he takes it and he's just like, terrific.
Because I'm sure he also got paid for this from the guild. That was just a token of thanks for watching out for us.
Thank you. And goes and bites it, and then puts it in his pouch.
It was either that or like a hunk of meat.
Yeah.
I'm sure either would have sufficed.
Yeah, and as you guys are walking away, you can hear him like already kind of like berating one-armed Gerald, like, so next mission I can do anything, just anything that isn't too difficult, but obviously I'm the best here. So as you guys are walking off, it kind of just drones out.
And then yeah, and then with that, I start heading back to get a night's rest in our newly
Our new
furnished
home.
home.
All right. So yeah, we'll skip past the other districts, but it will take you guys through 1, 2, 3 gates.
Okay, so it's 9 copper. I'll just pay for it.
Okay. And then going back to the Ash district.
How many copper did those guys give me again?
Copper, you got 4.
Nice.
All right. Oh, thank you. And you guys return home. The nightlife is fairly different. Just going through them. The crafting district is a little more empty. The social district is obviously very different. As when you guys walk through the first time, there's families walking about, almost like a carnival or a fair. But at the nighttime, it seems like there's more shady people. No one like out on the street like it's not like Mardi Gras, but it is more like risque people coming out, flaunting themselves, asking you guys to come into their store. And then as you guys pass by them, you go into the residential district, who again is less busy during the nighttime, as most people just use it for their housing. And then the Ash district is very different comparatively, as it seems a little bit more busy at night, as people are coming out of their houses to gamble and do more illicit acts.
I crowd around once we do find ourselves home after traversing all these different districts. I crowd around Blanche to see what the spoils that he got from the person was, as I wasn't there for that. I saw the spear, but did you get anything else cool? What did this guy have?
He didn't have much on him. He had a components pouch with some various components for magical stuff, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
As I placed that on the table.
Yeah, and
Ooh.
you
I
guys,
poke in it. What's in there?
you guys being learned people, you can roll an Arcana check if you would like.
Oh, okay. I want to see. Up. Up. Where is our Oh, it's a +2. I got a 6.
And then
Take us home, Blanche. Oh, what'd you get?
What? No, I didn't roll Arcana.
Oh, I'm like, looking at Hoovel.
I got a 7.
So
No, after he puts that down, he takes out the coin bags that he got from the quest, and he starts just counting out coins and separating them out into piles and stuff. Eventually, he gets to a point where he splits it up, and he hands both of you guys a coin purse with 55 gold in it.
Ooh. I toss aside the component pouch and eagerly grab my gold. 55?
Yeah.
Nice.
That leaves 110, 165. That is 35 going into the treasury.
All right. And then just for you guys that were looking at that roll Arcana, you don't know what it's for. other than this is a spell component pouch, and it mainly deals with like small pieces of iron. Kind of like
He must be fighting the fairies.
slightly larger than toothpick, and then like cylindrical and shaved off at both ends.
Weird.
Is that the component needed for Firebolt?
Would you like to roll an Arcana?
No.
Okay.
I pretend to lift it with my finger like it's like a tiny dumbbell or something. I'm like, look, gains.
And with that, I believe we will end our first session of the new campaign.
Woo.
Thank you everyone for joining us. We will be trying to stream every Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Is there anything else you guys can think of that you would like to say?
Be there or be square. Yeah.
Perfect.
Nailed it. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah. Feel pretty good about that.
All right. Well,
All right.
you want to throw up our ending?
Yes. Intentionally Blank is ending. We will see you bitches next time.
See ya, bitches.
Bye.
Bye.